Hi, welcome to another video by Starbridge Mom. You're here listening to this video today if you're watching Starbridge Mom videos because you feel called to thrive in your life and to master balancing the spiritual and material aspects of your life. So welcome. I'd like to start this video first with just taking a quick moment to connect to your heart. So I think that this is really important. It's a new way that I'd like to start my videos. So if you want to just take a moment real quick to close your eyes and place your hand over your heart and just breathe and get connected to that space in your heart and think about something that you feel a deep gratitude or appreciation or love for. It could be a person, it could be a pet, it could be a place, a friend, a coworker, but something that invokes love or gratitude or both in your heart space. And just close your eyes and breathe into that feeling, into your heart. Keep your hand connected there. Feel that touch on your heart space. It's so important to take a moment to do this. If you can take longer to do it, that's great. But even just taking a minute, it's so important. I know I could do this more during the day, and I'm sure a lot of you could too. So, okay, well, today's video is about the Libra full moon, 26 degrees in Libra. So before we get started, if you're interested in a personalized chart to learn about how this full moon, the current alignments might be affecting you, I would love to look over your chart for you. I do offer that as a service. Check it out on starbridgemom.com. So during this full moon, we're all going to be asked to release a lot of stuff. Everyone is being asked to release in a really big way in order to prepare for the transformation that's coming very soon, and you're going to learn why. But first, I'd like you to ask yourself some questions to think about on this full moon. Where are you needing to strike balance in your life? Are you pouring yourself into a relationship, people pleasing, just really bending over backwards? Are you giving up your autonomy? Looking for areas in your life where you may be doing that in relationships or at work, just saying yes and never being able to decline to do things. So where do you need harmony and balance in your relationships? And what are you feeling emotional about lately? Because this is a full moon, and emotions tend to run pretty high on a full moon. But we also have Neptune and Jupiter that are conjunct in Pisces, and that also increases our emotional awareness. And then where do you need to speak your truth? Where do you need to start speaking up for yourself? Where do you need to allow yourself to also be more vulnerable with your truths? And how can you do this, speaking your truth with kindness and respect as well? And then it's a big one. How can you accept help from others? How can you accept support from others? How can you ask for it? And then how do you create and see beauty in yourself and in the world? So these are all things we're going to touch on today and questions that I'd like you to think about as we do that. So the full moon is really going to be this welcome time, this phase right now that we're in with the full moon in Libra, because so many of us feel like time has sped up. Our energy feels kind of crazy. Everything's going kind of fast. There's a lot to juggle. I mean, there's a lot going on between solar flares and just a lot of the frequencies that are coming in this year. And right now with the full moon, it's kind of offering us this energetic moment to take a deep breath and evaluate. Libra is an air sign, and it's all about balance. It's a sign of the scales, justice, harmony, beauty, mediation, one-on-one relationships, your relationship to the world, to culture. So with this full moon, you might feel like there's an extra dose of tension that you might be dealing with. And tension it's indicative of an imbalance somewhere. So when we have a full moons are about letting go. It's about endings. And here we have this sign of Libra that places a lot of emphasis on balance. So if you're feeling tension somewhere in your life, that indicates an imbalance somewhere. So where is the moonlight shining in your life right now? This is the time to check in also with new moon intentions. So the new moon intentions that you set 2 weeks ago, and then also this is the end of a 6-month cycle. So every full moon, it's the ending of a 6-month cycle. So look back 6 months ago to where you were and what your intentions were. What were you working on? What were you thinking about? What were you feeling? What were you going through? This is an ending to that period. This is also this time to really look at, because it is a Libra full moon, how hard are you driving yourself? So we are in Aries season, and Aries is about, standing up for yourself. And it is kind of this drive when we're in the beginning of spring, a new zodiac year. There's just this lot of energy going forward and bursting forth and blossoming. But also, we kind of drive ourselves pretty hard. So, looking at where are you working really hard, and then asking yourself, is this really what I want to be doing? Is this the path that I want to be on? Is this what I want to be creating for myself? Because if your life is starting to be dominated by one area and imbalanced in other areas, this is what the Libra full moon is going to be highlighting for you. Libra's full moon energy is here to support you, to illuminate where you need to create harmony and balance in your life right now. Libras, they like to, a little bit about the sign. So Libras, they like to take time to look over every path, every perspective, every option, hear every side of the story before going forward and making a decision. They are the mediator of the zodiac. They're also all about relationships, and especially one-on-one relationships. So this full moon is really about shining this light on anything that's not serving your highest good, or just flat out just not serving you any longer. But I don't want you to go into a victim mindset, because it's really hard when we're talking about, okay, if something's not serving you anymore, if it's not doing you any good, I don't want you to automatically switch over into victim mindset. I want you to lean in and listen to your heart. Just feel your heart's perspective here on this. I know it's hard to let go of things, because for better or worse, we hold on to things for dear life. We hold on to emotions and old wounds and baggage, whether it's material, mental, emotional. And there's just a lot that, one, we can't control, and two, that we need to stop hanging on to. And even if we're aware of that, it's work. It takes work to just surrender and release. And full moons are all about ending things and resolving things and clearing away and just taking that time to evaluate. So, Libra coming in this full moon right now, she's kind of like the bestie that you didn't know that you have. That's like, hey, let's lighten your load here. Let's get you prepared to go forward and transform in a really big way. But you need to lighten up before you can do that. So the shadow side of Libra is about being indecisive, because Libra can see all sides of everything, that it can actually become difficult to make a choice over something. So that can be a shadow side, that can be a trigger for you during this time. It can also show up in ways that make it difficult to commit to anything, an idea, to a person, and also people pleasing. So watch out for those shadow sides of Libra coming through during this time. And if it does come up for you, just take a deep breath. Be objective, be neutral, release things, release your triggers without judgment. Let them go. Try to let it process through. And since Libra is an air sign, and it is the 7th sign of the zodiac, it is all about relationships. There is an importance here, and there's going to be some deep thinking and communicating about what's going on with the relationships in your life. So one of the key things to remember with that is that, coming to agreements is not always the solution or the resolution. Understanding one another is really the key to success. With this full moon, so I want to go forward with a little bit of the energy that's coming in too. So with this full moon, we're starting eclipse season soon, in just a couple of weeks. And so this 2-week period is a time where we can prepare ourselves energetically for the eclipse season that is coming. An eclipse season brings feelings of chaos, quick changes, and just lots of new beginnings. So it's definitely a time to recognize right now what might be throwing you off your game. Because if you don't do this work now, the universe is going to come through in a few weeks, ready to transform you, ready to bring new beginnings into your life. And any imbalances that you're dealing with are going to feel that much more intense. So Libra is here like, girlfriend, let me help you lighten up. Let me help you prepare for what's coming. Because if you don't, the universe is going to come through in a couple of weeks and your world is going to be rocked and it's going to be tough. And you're going to be going, oh my God, I wish I didn't bury my head in the sand. So listen to Libra right now, okay? Make use of that energy. Libra really wants you to look on the bright side of things and to look for peace and creating harmony in your life. So, I want you to feel encouraged also through finding peace, through letting go, through releasing, to find the beauty in that. And I know that that's not always easy to do, but I want you to really think about this and take a deep breath and take this in. You're allowed to have what you want in life without having to work so damn hard for it. A lot of us really bust our butts. And Libra wants to show you that you can balance your life out. You can have harmony and peace, and things don't always have to be so hard. So with the eclipse season coming, with Libra full moon, the easiest way to sum it up is that eclipse energy forces a transformation. The full moon energy illuminates what you need to address to be cleared and resolved prior to this eclipse season coming. So do the clearing now, or it's going to be that much more intense starting at the end of this month. And I will have a video coming that will go into further depth about eclipse season. You might even start feeling the effects sooner than when it starts at the end of this month. Over the next couple of weeks, you might be feeling some pretty intense energy coming through. So in order to prep for the eclipse season, ask yourself this. What is being unveiled to you about where you need to welcome transformation in your life? What kind of changes, new beginnings, and transformation do you think could be around the corner for yourself? So what's unveiling to you now? So really observe. When you observe, here's the universe is listening, right? Just put it out there. I'm paying attention. I'm raising my awareness, and then the universe is going to respond. It's going to show you things that you need to see. Libra also places emphasis on outer appearance and beauty, aesthetic. This is a sign that's governed by Venus, so Libra tends to have an eye for style and art. I'd love to share something really beautiful with you that's really fitting right now with this energy, and it's called the Beauty Prayer. The Beauty Prayer is essentially, in essence, it's kind of a distilled version of a ancient Navajo blessing way ceremony, and it's been shared by a Native American painter, and his name is Shanto Begay, and he shared this as something that you can practice on a daily basis. It's basically about looking at beauty and making it a cornerstone in life, a force in life, instead of this fleeting, passing thing or something that you create once in a while or appreciate once in a while. It's actually about recognizing the beauty in life every day and recognizing that it is everywhere and it's all around and it's within everyone. So it spotlights how we have the ability to shift our perceptions, even when things are hard, when we're faced with suffering and challenges and broken hearts and grief and anger, old patterns and habits, things that we know we need to let go of, that surrender, and still being able to look and see the muck that we're in sometimes in life and transcend it and see the beauty, that silver lining. And so the beauty prayer reads like this. The beauty that you live with, the beauty that you live by, the beauty upon which you base your life. So line by line of this prayer, you can see how it's so purposeful during this time of the Libra full moon, just before eclipse season. It's really about when you choose a beautiful life chooses you back. Okay, if you choose to observe beauty, beauty finds you back, and it is not just about the aesthetic and the appearance of something. It's really about a deep appreciation and love. So I'm going to end here on this note about the Libra full moon. I hope that you all have a beautiful and blessed weekend. If you celebrate Easter this Sunday, I hope that you have a very blessed Easter, and I will see you soon in the next video.